Hey, Dave, how's it going, mate?
Hey, good mate. Good.
Another week in the books.
Yeah, another week, another loss.
Yeah, but it's not looking good, is it?
No, you can't help when your team shits the bed.
Injuries are killing you a bit.
Oh,
Um,
fucking terrible.
Mate, that's fantasy though, isn't it? It's not.
Oh, of course it is, mate. Of course it is.
Yeah,
It's all luck.
it is. Well, not all luck. You can, you can try and make some of your own luck, but
Well, that's true.
uh,
But yeah.
uh, that's the gamble to it.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like I took Richardson at number two. I mean, I was expecting some pain this year, but my oh my, I didn't think I'd cop this much.
Um,
I'm just copping a reaming.
yeah, your whole quarterback room's pretty struggled pretty bad the last week or two. So your whole team struggled last week. So
Oh, mate, that was the worst performance I could ever have.
oh
But you're happy.
oh yeah,
Lowest scores off
we'll touch
yours.
on all that soon. Not yet, mate. First thing we wanted to have a bit of a talk about. So that are we ready to start talking about busts?
Yeah.
We're nearly a third of the way into the,
Well, we're
well
in the week six this week now.
we are a third of the way in the season. So um, there's been some top 10 round picks that certainly haven't performed to the way the owners that selected them would have liked them to have.
I think I might have a couple of them.
Hey, I think I might have one of them. I think I
Yeah,
might have picked them up
I think you
recently.
just did.
But I'll start off with Robbie, the Philly Eagles. I reckon if he had a pick in the first 10 that he probably regretted, and he's managed to wipe it off of his roster already, that's Najee Harris. Um,
Yeah.
he hasn't performed great, like on a
No.
per touch basis, pretty much through his whole career. This year he just looked worse.
That's it. When your offense doesn't fire in the NFL, I mean, it's hard to get touches and hard to get yards and stuff like that too. So
What's it, Mike? Yeah, the the whole Steelers offense is probably struggling a bit too, so that doesn't help.
no, well that's it. When Kenny Pickett's not throwing the ball and not doing much there, your defense is on the field, so your offense can't be. So
Yeah. He was probably the most glaring one for Robbie. Um, for Providence Steamrollers, I had Butter Baker, possibly not for his through his own fortune. Um, the injury, he's basically been out since I think the first week.
yeah, first or second anyway. I do
Yeah,
remember him getting injured.
yeah. I think he's put up about 12 points for the year. So when you're picking a guy in the I think it was fourth round or fifth round, you expect him way more than that.
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely, mate.
And Devin White was one I thought has been a bit disappointing for him too. Um, but he's already wiped out his bye, so maybe that sort of makes it look a little bit worse than what it really is. So
Well, that's it. Hopefully they can sort of bounce back now.
yeah, Jared's was probably pretty easy to pick. He copped a bit of flack for this one already. Um, Isaiah Simmons, ninth round. Uh,
He did cop some stick for that.
it was a head scratcher on draft day, and it's hasn't improved.
I think I remember in the chat there a few weeks ago he wrote that he'd improved or something. It wasn't much, but he
he's
improved.
he's managed to go up to about 50 points now. So, yeah. And hard to not mention Joey Burrow.
No, well that's it. You know, hopefully he can come good. they got a few points there last week. So
No. Well, he was injured, so I don't know how much the calf's been affecting him, but so maybe it's starting to heal up.
yeah, that's it. I suppose it would affect you when you drop back and you're putting weight on that.
No, I reckon he couldn't drive into throws, so
Yeah, well, there you go. That's
Hmm.
hopefully he's all healed and
Hmm.
start to put a few points on the board now, mate.
yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, sure you do.
Then I got Akron, Joey. He didn't really have one that stood out. Probably only Nick Chubb, and it's not Nick Chubb's fault, and it's not Joey's fault. So his knee
No.
got folded in half. So
Yeah, but what about them saying you didn't tear much?
put it around
Like
in
you
front of him.
like you didn't tear much. But seeing the slow mo and the photos of it, like how can you not?
He's got rubber bands.
That's definitely that was unreal.
Yeah, man. For Spirit and the Saints, he didn't have much either. I had Christian Watson written down as probably disappointing. But he did have a good game last week. I think it was only like 3 catches though, but he had about 90 yards. If he could progress from that,
Yeah, well that's it. He was injured for about
he was injured.
five or so weeks
Yeah.
coming into the pre-season also too. So
Yeah,
yeah, as we said with Burrow, like now that he's over that, he might be able to pick it up and
yeah, that's it.
get right into it.
By the way, we are only a third into the season, so
That's true.
it's definitely
Well,
room for
basically
people important.
just under halfway for us in our fantasy.
No, it's a third
A third.
technically.
Okay.
So week 4 is not quite a third,
Yep.
and week 5's just past a
Okay,
third.
well there you go then. Okay.
Yeah. It's a 13 week season, so
Fair enough.
for Chicago Bears, Matty, thought this one was a little bit harder to pick too. I had Pitts down up until last week. He'd been terrible,
Very.
but I think he put up about a 30 burger last week, so forgot to put that on mute.
That's all right.
What was I say? Thanks, Kel. yeah, it was Pitts. I didn't have anyone else other than that. For Jakey, for Canton, I had down Saquon. Once again, injury.
Yep.
And Kenny Pickett, who I think's just been shit.
He has been terrible.
Yeah.
I actually thought he was one of my targets for the year.
Heaps of us were targeting.
And yeah, I thought he was going to have a good year, but he's been absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Now your phone goes off. Now so's mine.
Never been so popular.
That's it, mate. Haven't had a phone call all day until now.
No. I probably had one message.
Oh, there we go.
Actually, I tell a lie. I think you sent me 3. Buffalo.
What? Have you got enough pages?
I only wrote it down 2. Hassan Reddick, 6th rounder,
Yep.
and Jameer Gibbs, 7th rounder.
Yeah, well, Reddick, I chose him because he was the second highest sack rate last season, and he has just done nothing. I've watched a few Philly games, and he's out there, but he's just non-existent.
Would you like me to tell you had 2 last week?
Yeah, 2 what?
Sacks.
2 sacks. Well, there you go.
I saw him sitting on waivers, and I was like, if I don't pull the trigger here, someone else is going to see him and take him. So he can sit on the bottom of my roster, and I'll do something about it later in the season if I have to.
Yeah, well, knowing my luck, mate, the way I've been going, he'll probably end up with about 12 sacks for the year.
15.
You watch. Yeah, that too. He'll come good because he's not on my roster.
I was never a big fan of Gibbs, not as a fantasy player. I think he's going to be a better football player than he is a fantasy player.
Yeah, I read they were raving about him, so I just grabbed him in the thing because he was there available, and hasn't panned out like a few others players that I've got this season, mate.
I just thought they paid Motti too much to not use him, and he was always going to get the goal line carries. So there's your easy TDs.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was going to eat into his value too much. Then I got the Packers. I think Christian Wilkins has been a disappointment for him.
Yeah, he has. But,
I didn't actually look to see how many points he scored, but I know he hasn't had any of the big weeks he was having last year.
no, I haven't seen him pop up on the jump off the pages, so
No.
when we got to look at scores and it.
I know he was trying to move him. Generally, that means they're not performing.
Yeah, well, that's it. Speaking of movement, there was a bit of that today.
There was. We'll touch on that. Last one was my own team, Stapleton's. I had Jeremy Chin, who's been so hard to catch. He scores when I don't start him, and when I do start him, I'll be lucky to get 10 points or so out of him.
I'm hearing you. I know that.
Yeah. And the other one's Jalen Waddle. He's been pretty disappointing.
Yeah, he was pretty hyped up for the year, wasn't he?
Mm.
Tyreek and the way they were talking about the offense, and
Yeah, I don't know. I'll hang on to him, obviously. I'll just ride the waves and
why not?
hopefully bounce him back. He's in the right offense. The problem is they're running the ball so damn well. And
Yeah.
Tyreek gets 150 to 200 yards, and what's there left?
Who'd have thought that they'd be running it so well, though?
Yeah. Yes. No.
Poor old Spirit. Drops A-Chan one week, and then away he goes.
Yeah, man.
Hasn't looked back.
Speaking of that, some injuries. Significant injuries.
Yes. Terrible.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, what did he do? I thought that he was on
Hammy.
IR, but... Oh, hammy, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looked like a hammy, I think it was. Yeah.
Yep.
So he's out. I think they're saying about 5 weeks, actually.
Yeah, right. That's a significant injury if it's a
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
So, I mean, we're up to week 10, 11 by that point. So, and their buys is, I think, week 13. So, he gets him back 1 week, and then we're in the playoffs.
Yep, that's it.
That probably puts a bit of a dent in Paddy's playoff aspirations.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would have had him for the most passing, receiving yards too, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he's not going to get that.
No, definitely not, mate. Definitely not.
James Conner. I didn't actually see what he did.
No, I didn't see it either. I just heard that he was on
IR. IR. Yep. And Devin A-Chain. Whatever.
A-Chain, yeah, that's him.
Matty was going to enjoy that little ride, I think.
Well, he did for 2 weeks.
I'm sure everyone would have loved to have had that 60-point week.
Yeah.
And another little one, I haven't seen much about it, Quay Walker. I saw he was dinged up. There hasn't been much talk about it since, so I don't know what the issue was.
No, I'm not too sure, mate. I didn't take too much notice.
The issue, I believe, but yeah. I want to talk about last week's games results.
Yeah.
You probably don't, but
no, mate. I can just skip our game.
Well, you're not the first one. So, first game was the Steamrollers against the Bulldogs. Jakey getting into the win column. Just the one win, not quite enough for the second win. Interesting. If what Kenneth said, and I've got to believe it's true, he actually tried to start. Who was it? Drew Tranquil and Darius Williams. They would have won the game and they would have finished in the top 5 scorers. So it would have meant Jake would have gone 0-2. Matt would have been 1-1, and they would have stayed undefeated. That's how close it was. They would have ended up with about 433 points, I think it was. So, crazy.
That's it, mate. It's unreal, isn't it?
But I'm sure Jakey's he'll take whatever he can get at the moment. The team's probably not going the way he wanted to. So
No, it's, I'm feeling his pain there at the moment.
yeah, we'll get to you shortly, mate.
I'm sure you will, mate. I'm sure you will. I can't wait.
Next game, Packers and Stapletons. Paddy, sorry, mate. Your fate probably looked like it was sealed after the Thursday night, Friday game here. Fields and DJ Moore, that was insane. What that? There was 120 points after 2 players. So
Yes. Here's another one that's gone off after someone's traded him, dropped him.
You traded him.
I know.
It's yet to be seen if that can continue, but
Well, that's it, mate.
but yeah, Jamar Chase breaks out, has his breakout game for the year, and I mean your 2 receivers score 70 points each, and a near 50-point quarterback. You don't need much else to go, right?
No, you don't, mate. You don't. Hey.
And one of 2 teams to go over 500 this week and set the new record for now. It may not last long, but 530.82 is a pretty decent score. That's going to win most weeks for you, I'd say.
Oh, definitely.
You feel unlucky if you lost. Paddy nearly hit 400. He's got to be worried about his quarterback situation. Dak's not doing anything.
No, he's terrible, isn't he?
Yep.
I reckon he'd be worse. He's worse this year than he was last year.
But there's a bit of a thought around that he's been unlucky through a few matchups, but I get it to a bit. The game against the Giants, they didn't need to throw the ball. The Giants were turning the ball over all over the place. They were scoring defensive touchdowns, and they scored every way possible except for having to throw. So and they had a similar game. Oh God, I can't remember who it was against. But the game that sticks out to me that they should have been able to throw the ball and be effective was against the Cardinals. And not only weren't they effective, they were completely ineffective. They were a terrible football team, and they got blown off the park by the Cardinals.
Well, that's it. The bits I've seen of that game, I do remember it now. So,
I remember it because I had them for Survivor.
Yeah, well, they were terrible. They were
awful.
They were bloody awful.
You can't, if you're going to be a contender in the NFL, you can't put up games like that.
No, that's it, mate. You can't have a contender for the wooden spoon beating you if you want to make the playoffs.
Regardless of how they're playing, they're one of the favourites to be the number 1 pick overall. So, anyway, thanks for game, Paddy. Bad luck, man. I'm sure you'll bounce back. Although losing Jefferson, that's going to hurt. Oh, wow. Sorry, buddy. Buffalo.
Mate, it's got to come, so yeah, you're right.
Buffalo All-Americans, Akron Pros. I doubt there's anything we can say that's positive in this one for you, mate.
No, mate, don't say anything. I know it all.
Try not to cry.
That's right, I had that Monday
So,
night.
At one point here, this game had the highest scorer ever up against the lowest scorer ever. Joey, great week, mate. Your team's on fire at the moment.
Yeah, that was a good win, Joe.
Just a good team effort, man. You're not getting huge points. You got like one big game out of Travis Etienne. Yeah, he got you just over 50. Davo, fuck me, man. Your offense was just putrid. Outside AJ Brown and Debo, just nothing.
Oh, yeah,
Literally
I know.
nothing.
That's...
No. I So we got
Mate, I may have one shining light. I mean, Josh Downs has seemed to come on. He's starting to get the ball there in the Indy offense, so maybe he can come on leaps and bounds over the next year or two.
He did get a good amount of targets last week. So
Yeah, he got nearly 100 yards, so...
maybe Gardner might help him with that.
Well, that's it, mate. That's it. And even when Richo comes back, he was starting to throw to him too already, so...
But yeah,
I mean, there might be one shining light in a team full of shit.
new record low. So the first team to go under 300. Probably not a lot will either. I could be wrong.
Well, mate, I'm not expecting anything to go under 3 million.
289.33. He did only have 68.7% accuracy. So you left some points behind, but it wasn't going to get you anywhere near 504.34.
Nah, mate.
So, yeah, great effort, Joey. You got a good team there,
I
man.
think I put up on the chat there I needed like 50 points from each of the 5 players that I'd had left
What'd they
for
get?
the Sun. Yeah, there was 3 players on a Sunday night, got eight points between them or something. I was like, you're kidding me.
Jordan Love was too busy throwing to the other team.
Oh, yeah, didn't he do terrible?
He was awful. Next game. Game of the week. Clearly game of the week. Philadelphia Eagles, New Orleans Saints. Tell you what, this was a cracker to watch. Came down to the wire.
Yeah, I was busy working, mate. I couldn't see it unless someone's sitting in their air-conditioned office with their buddy phone on the desk.
Talking about. Sure you were working too.
Oh, I was.
No, I can't say that. This is just going live.
Mate.
Spirit was one Jordan Love's stiff arm on Max Crosby away from winning the game. Sorry, that's how close it was in the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. Crazy.
Yeah, that's it.
Crosby had him. All he had to do was wrap, and he's palmed him off and gained 10 yards, and it got called back on a penalty. So all he had to do was get the tackle. The tackle would have been enough. Never mind the fact it was a tackle for a loss.
Unlucky, Spirit. Unlucky. That's all you can say, innit?
Apparently he was watching it too, because we seen Robbie the other day, and he mentioned he was a bit pissed off. So
yeah, righto.
Yeah.
Imagine if it changed on a stat change. Wouldn't that be, buddy?
I know what you're talking about.
Wouldn't be terrible, would it?
Nah, wouldn't have a clue.
No, mate.
Last game, Dolphins Bears. Probably a bit of a rival here. They talk a lot. Anyway,
they both do.
No, that's what I meant. They both like having a dig at each other. Pretty comprehensive win for Matt. Quay Walker going out didn't help, but he was never going to cover the 30 odd points it wasn't quite 30. Still wasn't going to cover it anyway. No, 40. Sorry. What am I looking at? Matty's team's playing pretty good at the moment. Still not scoring big points. He's just doing enough to keep ticking over and getting those wins. And that's what you want at this point. You don't want to be peaking yet. Not that you can control it. You'd like to think you can, but you can't.
No, well, that's it, mate. You can't, innit? It's all just up in the air with fantasy-wise. I mean, your players have got to perform, and if they don't perform,
no,
you're just dead set blown out the water.
And both teams we're pretty efficient. High 70s, low 80s. So, yeah, that's all you can ask for, really. Good win. Good win for Matt. 2-0 finish. Probably thank the Providence boys for making a little snafu. So,
I still haven't got the kiss of death perfect round yet.
I don't even know what you picked now.
I got 3 out of the 5 again, mate.
Have you ever got 4?
No, I don't think I have.
No. Nice. Buys this week. Not a bad set of buys. The Steelers and the Packers. I think most people would be pretty happy to see neither of those offenses on the field right now. It's pretty unbelievable.
Didn't help my quarterback room this week, but anyway.
He's having a freshen up. He's going to come back over 1,000-meter trial next week.
I don't know. After throwing 3 picks, mate, I think he might have been sitting in the cupboard in a dark room like Rogers does.
Eating mushrooms.
Yeah, or whatever he's doing. He just want to come back better next week anyway.
Aaron's got a bit of time on his hands. Might be able to help him with some mushrooms.
Yeah, that'll do. Get him in there and he can do something.
And I just clicked on the wrong thing.
What else we got?
We're third away into the season. Do you think, is there any team that is under or overperforming to what you would have thought before the season?
As in fantasy or NFL?
Yeah, fantasy. Mate? Yeah, fantasy.
Mate, Providence, I think. I didn't expect them to be going that well. Well, they were a good side, but those first 4 weeks just blew everyone out of the water.
5.
Or 4 weeks, and then they've had the loss then.
Yeah, they were my top team, so I'm probably not that surprised. I thought they'd be hard to beat.
Yeah, I had a bit of an idea. I thought it might have been real close. Those first 5 teams that were real close.
They were getting some close wins.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I think they were beneficiary of playing against some teams that weren't scoring massive points, and they were scoring well themselves. Yep. So,
and maybe Jake's team, I suppose. That's a lot of underperformance there.
Yeah, Jake and Matt's teams were probably the two I thought were a bit of a surprise. Matt's bounced back the last couple of weeks, and he's got back to a 5-5. Yeah, 5-5 record. And I mean, they're both championship caliber teams. I think the other podcast boys had Matt on top on both.
Yeah, I think they did too.
Yep. And Joey's exceeding expectations that I had on him. And
yeah, definitely.
I'm probably exceeding expectations he had on me. I don't know if we were just sort of throwing some shit at each other there, but
yeah, I think that might have been it, mate.
Possible. But yeah, Jakey's team looks like it's possibly in a bit more trouble. Just too many positions on offense that aren't firing. And it's not easy to get a deal done. There was a few deals done today.
Yes, there was.
Want to turn into the mind of the person that was doing them or what?
Yeah, mate, we can. If we want to open that door and go through. Basically, I just need a lot of help. So I was willing to get rid of AJ Brown.
Yep.
For a bit of value, I've got Pickens, and I also traded for Bosa.
Yep.
And I give Robbie that Seattle DE.
Nowusu.
Yeah, that's him. And he accepted it straight away.
Joey on for that one. He could have butchered it.
Ah, well, that's all right, mate. So yeah, that one went through, and I traded for Damian Pierce. Oh.
Yep. Yep. What'd you give up there? Caden Ellis, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was him, mate. Yeah, Caden Ellis went.
Pretty even trade. I think
Yeah, so-
Providence would take a little bit defensive help, and you probably need offensive options.
Yep. So if anyone else has got one out there and wants to give up a bit of offense, we'll come to a party and have a go at something.
It's too hard to fix quarterback. It
Oh,
really
definitely.
is. As soon as you mention quarterback in a trade, the value goes from somewhere down around here to fucking up through here.
Yep.
Doesn't matter who it is. Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, well, that's it. Stuff like that. They just want the earth for them. I mean, because
problem
they're
is-
as rare as rock and all shit. That really.
You should have had Minshew on your roster.
Yeah, well, that's it. I didn't even give that a thought. But,
Mm.
you know, you live and you learn.
He's probably the best backup in the league, and you had a running quarterback that likes to take hits.
Yeah, well, that's true. Let's just hope he learns to slide
Yeah, who knows?
when he does come back, mate.
Fields is only just starting to work it out.
Yeah, righto.
No other trades, was there?
No, I don't think so.
No. But well, I get it. I get the Bosa thing. So Bosa, I know Bosa's been bad this season, but he's all pro. He's one of the best defensive ends in the league. He's young, so he's 100% a keeper. Pickens is a keeper. Well, he is. He could be.
Well, that's it, mate.
He's probably the only player on the Pittsburgh offense that's actually performing. The rest of them aren't doing anything. So there's probably some merit to that. He's got some big playability and good hands. So
Yeah, he has made some fantastic catches in the last couple of years that we've watched him. So
I get it, mate. I don't know whether everyone else does, but you're pretty much at a point right now. You know you're not going to probably compete. So,
nah, definitely not, mate. Definitely not.
Especially with the quarterback situation.
Yeah, I've consigned myself to the last 4 spots anyway.
What-
Let's see how we go from there.
If Jordan Love can come out and get that 20, 30 points a game for you, that helps. The problem is Daniel Jones. Fuck me, he's awful.
No, he is terrible, isn't it? He had a good season last season, and they paid him, and
He got
he's
his money.
back to his normal self now.
Got his money. He's gone now.
Yes,
Probably
I reckon
will
he
be
mightn't
gone
even
if
play
he keeps
this
going
week
the way he is.
with a neck injury. So who knows? That's just going to be further depleting the stocks.
What do we have? So, do you want to go over the? Actually, you got your bets.
I do.
Right, go for it, mate.
I do. I've just put a 7-leg multi on today. Let me just find that.
7 leg.
Yeah, this is
Four-
seven
Four's
leg.
not enough.
Nah, 7-leg head to head, mate. Nice and easy. Yeah, well, I end up taking the Ravens at $1.49, San Fran at $1.31, Minnesota at $1.66, the Bengals at $1.66, Detroit $1.58, Philly $1.30, and the Rams at $1.29. That give me $14.14. And I had a $12.50 bonus there, so I've just whacked that on. It gives me $164 if it gets up.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, that'll do, mate. That's easy enough. When
tell you what.
you're this far out, they sort of don't have a lot of the
Yeah, you don't get any of
the
the other little side bets.
running bets and, you know, the rushing yards and all that sort of stuff. And
Yeah, you don't get them till Saturday Arvo
Yeah.
or something. So that's generally when I'll do a multi myself. I don't like doing the win bets and stuff. I'll tell you what, the Bears can roll the Vikings.
yeah, righto. Yeah, well, that's one that I
Without
sort
Jefferson.
Yeah, that's one that I sort of tossed up with. So
See how it goes. It should be a decent game. So, I got a little thing I've done through this first few weeks of the season. Like each week, each game, I've gone through and given out 3-2-1. So basically, like a Dally M type deal in the NRL. But then, so for each game, I've given a 3-2-1. And then for the top performers of the weeks, I've given a bonus 3-2-1. I'm just going to touch on the top guys from each week. So in week 1, I gave Tyreek Hill 3 points. So he obviously got 3 points for his match as well. I gave 2 points to TJ Watt and 1 point to DeForest Buckner. In week 2, I gave out 3 points to Danielle Hunter, 2 points to Alex Highsmith, and 1 point to Micah Parsons. Week 3, I gave out 3 points to Keenan Allen, 2 points to Myles Garrett, 1 point to Devontae Adams. Week 4, I gave 3 points to Devin Witherspoon. Now, I know I didn't win that match, but that was a huge performance for a cornerback. 2 points for Harrison Smith, 1 point for Christian McCaffrey. This probably looks a bit biased, but there's reasoning for it. DJ Moore got the 3 points, 2 points for Jamar Chase. So they're both 70-point scorers for the week. Justin Fields, I gave a point. Now, for a quarterback to get close to 50 is a huge accomplishment in this league. I went back through some previous data just to have a look at that sort of thing. Anyway, overall, Keenan Allen, it leads the way right now on 8 points. TJ Watt and Tyreek Hill are on 7. And Danielle Hunter, Devin Witherspoon, DJ Moore on 6 points. I won't go any lower than that. To give a bit of context to what I've just gone over, I sort of looked at a point break that you want to look at for an exceptional performance at a position. Anything at quarterback above sort of mid to high 40s is exceptional. Like, that's a big week. Running backs, probably anything above 50, 55 plus is huge. Wide receivers, 60 plus is big week. Tight ends, 45 plus. Kickers, 20 plus. Punters, 15 plus. And it has been done, believe it or not. Defensive tackles, probably 50, 55 plus sort of area. Defensive ends in the same area, that 50, 55. Linebackers, 45. Cornerbacks, 45, which is why I said about Devin Witherspoon with it 69. That's a huge week. And 50 plus for safeties. So, I'd like to screenshot this and send it through on the chat, but it's going to be a bit hard to do that. So, any thoughts?
No, mate, that's pretty bloody good, that. Yeah. Just reading that there.
My plans are I'll have an MVP, obviously, off of this. So that'll be a regular season MVP.
Yep.
I also plan at the end of the week 13, we'll have a first and second team All-Pro team.
Okay. Yep.
And see who gets the most players in it and so forth.
Yeah, that's actually quite interesting, Pete.
Anything else you want to go over before we do the games this week?
Oh, mate, no. That's it. That. We'll do our games and I'll give the kiss of death and we'll see how we go from there.
All right. Let's do this kiss of death. Where are we? Previews. So, this week's game. The Akron Pros against the New Orleans Saints. Interesting game.
It's going to be with, where are we? Let me just find that. So
Two
I
of the
can have a-
best records in the league. I think, are they both 7-3? Yeah, they are. Yep. Could be a chance for Joey or Spirit to climb up to the best record in the league.
Yeah, well, that's it, mate.
If Providence have a off week.
Yeah, well, we'll see how the Providence do go, but who are they playing?
Let's see how much Joey's
Yeah.
paid Fantasy Sharks this week. Oh, my God. Have a look at it. The Spirit's probably got a few players that aren't playing at the moment in his lineup too, so they've tipped Joey pretty comprehensively. I'd probably lean to Joey, personally. Probably a high scoring win. I'd say a 2-0 and a 1-1 type deal.
Yeah, well, that's it, mate. I think I reckon he might get the 2 points out of it, eh?
For Joey?
Yeah, for a few
Yeah, I
blokes.
go 2-0. So, who knows?
Because I've actually taken the Pros as the kiss of death, so
Yeah, oh, he's fucked.
it could be. No, my luck with all this picking. I think I am.
All right.
Righto, what do we got next?
Buffalo All-Americans and the Green Bay Packers. Paddy Profke up against my co-partner. You going, mate?
Mate, I believe I am too. I have taken Paddy
Yeah, I think Paddy
above
will win.
me.
I think Paddy will win, and he's got a shot at a 2-0 maybe. It depends on who can pick up the slack for him for the Jefferson out. So,
Yeah, well, that's it. What does he have in that?
well, he's got Eckler's back. Eckler's back this week.
Eckler, he's got
So
Eckler,
that
he's
helps.
got, what's he got? Gabe Davis.
Yep.
Christian Kirk.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's a few there that might actually score some points. Mate, I'm just hoping for a better showing than last week.
Yeah, hard to say. Your quarterback situation is dangerous. You may not have one.
You think?
Yeah.
I might even be better off starting Richardson.
You can't get minuses.
No, well, that's true.
All right. Providence up against the Chicago Bears.
Yeah,
Maybe a litmus test for Matt. See where his team's at.
Yeah, well, that's it. He's had a few good last couple of weeks. He's been pretty good. So,
and like I said, that little snafu cost Providence 2 wins. So
that's it, mate. That's it.
Could have been 10-0 coming into this.
Just make sure it submits this time, Kenny.
Oh, mate, look at it.
Have a look.
I've set it up. Everyone will get emails, so there's no reason not to get it. But I'm tipping Providence.
I have too.
Yeah.
I think they're they're just too strong, mate. That's about all. When you look at it,
they got a ton of bye weeks out of the way last week.
Yep.
They had 3 quality receivers on bye last week.
Yeah, definitely. That's it.
They just look tough to beat, man. They really do.
Well, that's it. Like they had Allen sitting on the bye, and there's say 30 points there possibly that they've missed out on.
Well, they had
and a
Allen,
few others.
DK Metcalf and Mike Evans.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, put it this way, say probably 100 points between the 3 of them.
True. Yeah. Easy. Yeah, I think Providence will win. I reckon they get the bonus win. Matty could pinch a win.
Yeah, could do.
What we got? Canton, Miami, apparently Jared said this is his freaking rivalry game or something.
Rivalry game. Okay.
Paddy's, Jared's got bloody Jakey's bullseye on his back.
Fair enough. Reasonably close in scoring there anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've picked Miami, mate, in a close one, I believe. That's about all I can think it'll be.
Yeah, you lean to Jake.
You are? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Gets Herbert back this week. And probably got a couple of guys there that are due to actually do something. So he really needs his offense to click. And he's got second worst offense in the league at the moment, I think, just about. So
No guessing for who the worst is.
don't need to say, do I, mate?
No, mate, no. None of us need to say.
Yeah, I got Jakey in a close-ish one. Probably both low 400s, high 300s.
Yeah.
So,
Righto. Now you.
thanks, mate.
No,
You had to do that trade today, didn't you?
Mhm.
Couldn't you wait until the end of the week?
Well, I buddy should have. I'd forgotten Pickens was on a bye week.
So
Oh,
Stapleton's against the Eagles. I'd like to have dragged some last points over to this week. I reckon I might need some here.
I think you might too, mate.
100%.
With
I haven't done a lineup yet, so I've got no idea what I'm taking in or putting out yet. So
well, honestly, I did have you written down.
did you?
But that was before the trade.
Before the trade, yeah. AJ
Um,
Brown's a pretty big piece. So.
Yep.
I'd probably lean to Philly.
Yeah,
I don't think I've tipped myself wrong yet either. Or did I?
I don't know, mate,
Maybe. If I have, it was 1 week.
But I'll definitely go Philly now this time. Because I think he might be pretty strong this week.
Yeah, I'll have a crack. See what happens.
Oh, that's it. So it's all you can do, isn't it? Just have a crack and.
I'm happy enough where the teams is. Obviously, we scored 500 and something last weekend. So I'll I'm a chance. Just
of course.
Need some guys to score big, and you can't predict that.
No, well that's it, mate. There's no predictions you can do, and for scoring wise.
The Fields DJ Moore connection possibly has another good matchup this week against the Vikings, and the Vikings are playing against the Bears. So hopefully Cousins can put up some points too.
Yeah. And
I'd lean to Robbie
too, mate. So he might get some points again too.
Lean to Robbie, and just hoping to try and get at least a 1-1 if I can.
Yeah, well that's it, mate. That's all you can do, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Hope for the best and bloody try and hopefully be competitive. That's about all you want to do.
Oh, mate.
Righto.
For a third of the way into the season, I'm happy where I am. Team's playing well, so I know you probably don't have the same thoughts.
No, mate, no. I was the other way around. You were unhappy over the first couple of weeks.
First 2 weeks.
And I was happy, and then all of a sudden we've just swapped.
I wasn't unhappy after week 2. I saw some problems and signs there. Week 1 was the one that gutted me.
Yeah.
When you put up that 300 or very low or under 300, that sucks the energy clean out of you. So.
Yeah, well that's it. Like those 5 players that I had playing in the last 2 games last week. Like I thought maybe,
How much they actually score? About 30 points or something?
21 something I worked it out at. Out of 5 players.
What and, Spirit get? Spirit got 100 points out of 3.
Yeah, well we were discussing that at work there the other day, so it's like, yep. Yeah, you just can't pick it, eh?
No, you can't. Anyway, lads, Hope you enjoy what we've done. Joint effort going up on YouTube. I'll post it up as soon as I can. Good luck this week. Hope it all goes well.
Righto. Goodbye, blokes.
Ciao.
See you next week.
See you, though.